on her every time. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same fight that we dealt with, right? So tanks are going to be doing their tank swaps when they need to in phase 1. In phase 2, they're going to run away from the raid because they're going to explode. And then in phase 3, we're going to have to interrupt her so that the tanks don't get the ablative pulse debuff. In all 3 of the phases, we have the big blue guy that does the big blue circle, and we got the pink guy who does the pink circle. The blue one is slow, the pink one is fast, and we use these to adjust our the speed at which we're doing things. On pole, once the pole goes out, the tank's going to move her to the first blue one. The blue ones are always stationary. We can't move those, but the pink ones will go wherever. So we're going to always be going towards the blue one. The blue one's going to need to be interrupted. I'm going to put a couple of people on interrupts for that, and it should be pretty easy. I don't think they cast often enough, so we'll just have some really good interrupts on the blue guy every time, and you guys will be the same interrupts every single phase that the blue ones are out. Starting also in phase 1, we're going to have the singularities. Those are the things where she targets the ground and she throws a little blob on it, and then that little pool exists there. There's 2 different ways, 2 different things we have to take into account with those pools when they're on the ground. Is we can leave them if we want. They don't hurt us if they're just sitting there unless you step into them. We can get rid of them if we have people step into them to soak them up. We don't really need to do it unless they're in our way, since we're going to be primarily around the ring here in the center. If they're on the outer edges, we can probably skip doing them unless we're really running tight on room. We're going to put a couple of ranged DPS. We're going to assign you to soak those. So if your name's on that, you step into the pool, you step out real quick, you let the healers heal you up a little bit, you step in, you step out. There's a chance, some of us were discussing soaking these. We're not entirely positive if they can be immune, but we would like to try it. Maybe one of the Ret Pallies bubble and hop in there to see if it still soaks. And if that works, then maybe we can just do immunes. Astarion will not be joining us tonight. After she reaches 10% health, she's going to rewind time on us. She's going to make a replication of herself. Sorry, go back a step. In phase 1, we also have to deal with the collapsing circle of death, those balls that come towards her, which if we stand near the blue one or the fast bubbles, those balls will speed up and slow down. So we're going to try to stay near those so that we can put a break in that circle. You can blink through it. You can double jump over it. You can, whatever other abilities you guys have to shoot through them, you can use those. Otherwise, you kind of have to wait for the break so that you can get through. When she hits 10%, she rewinds clock. She makes a replication of herself, and she continues on with those abilities, except for now the collapsing orbs will be based off the location that the split is at. So we're going to be dealing with her on one side, and the split's going to be over to our left somewhere doing the little orbs thing. We just have to pay attention to where that's at and move as necessary. Also in phase 2, she's going to start doing the beams. In phase 2, they're going to originate off of her. In phase 3, they're going to originate off of her replication. So these beams are the ones they put the white arrow. They target a couple of people. The people that have that debuff, when it's going out towards you, I want you guys to stay still. I want everybody else to just move out of that beam direction until it goes off and then go back to what you were doing. It should be really easy if we do it that way. If you get the beam on you and you start running all over the place, you're going to clip people. So just try to root yourself as much as you can. There's also going to start being the orbs that fall from the sky. If you remember, there were 3 or 4 of them on normal. They're white orb that slowly descends towards the ground. There's a little swirly on the ground. If you stand under it, you soak it. If you don't stand under it, then it blows up the raid for a significant amount of damage. We're going to put a couple of people to kind of focus on handling those orbs every time that they go out. I want kind of our fastest, highest mobility classes to do it. So I'm personally thinking monks and mages, but if somebody else has input that they would possibly be better, maybe a boomkin. I want people that can get there, soak it, and get back really quick. They're going to go out roughly 45 seconds to a minute each time, so you will have to deal with them. In phase 3, that's when the last replication happens. So we're going to have that total of 3. Remember, she's going to swirlies of death are going to go, orbs of death are going to go to 1 replication. In phase 3, the beams are going to come out from the other replication, and then we still have her to deal with. the phase 3 abilities are going to be added. There's going to be a debuff that's going to go out on players. We kind of just need to heal it up a little bit. I've been told that it really isn't significant, so we'll kind of see if the tormented debuff hurts a lot. If it does, we'll start having players who get that jump into a slow bubble. If it's not really that big of a deal, we're just going to ignore that mechanic and just heal through it. The only other thing that goes out during phase 3 that's new is the Conflictive Burst. This is an ability that will go on at least 2 people. I'm not sure how many people with this size of a raid. I'm going to estimate 3. If 2 of these go off at the same time, they're a ticking debuff. As soon as they expire, they blow up. If 2 go off at the same time, it's almost guaranteed a wipe. If 3 go off, it's definitely a wipe. So I'm also not sure if DBM is going to auto-mark players who get this debuff. If it auto-marks players that get the debuff, then we can just say, if you have Star, you go get a slow bubble to slow down your debuff. And if you have Circle, then you go get a fast bubble, and then the third person just not get anything, and then we stagger the blow-ups. Again, I don't know if DBM is going to mark it, so kind of use your judgment call. If we make it to that phase quickly, like on this poll, and DBM's not marking, then just call out that if you get the burst debuff, just call out, I'm going to fast circle, so that the other 2 people know that somebody's already going there. We just want to make sure that we stagger those explosions. That's all we're looking to do, so the healers can keep us alive through it. Yes, and Nock just mentioned, we do have a couple of people that have taken extra time out of their day to actually try to kill these bosses on pugs. So if you guys do have input, please feed it to us. I talked at links with a couple of people about our Gul'dan strat, so hopefully that'll go clean.
That's I have a really quick question about that debuff.
About the Conflictive Burst debuff?
Yes, because obviously you can go into the bubbles and get the buff for the increased haste or to slow down during the fight. When you get that, will you still have whatever buff you have?
You mean,
like,
what do you mean?
Well, when you go into it, it gives you a haste buff, from my understanding, right?
Yes.
Yes. So say I've gone in there recently and I get the haste buff and then I'm targeted with that. Will I still retain that haste buff to where?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you already, the question is if you already have either the slow or the fast, and then you get Conflictive Burst, do you have to get the slow and the fast again? No, you do not. If you already have it, then it's going to apply to the burst. So if you already have fast, then your burst is already sped up. If you already have slow, then it's already slowed down. It's going to take a little bit of communication for us to really get a handle on how to handle that Conflictive Burst, just because we have to stagger it. So that was a good question, though.
Pat, really quick. From what I was seeing on like Fat Boss and everything, they had 30 people, and it always starts off on 1 person, and then it goes to 2, and then it goes to 3, and then it goes to like everyone in the raid eventually.
That does make sense.
And then I don't think I actually saw them picking up the haste buff during phase 3 or anything, unless they had the dot, just because too many people had it, and it would cause too many issues staggering. Like, they just avoided the bubble phase 3 and substituted it in with Blessed.
That might work too. We'll see kind of how it goes when we get there. This might just be a complete cheese fight too. I don't know. So I need to assign some people to some certain things, and I do want your guys' input. So first and foremost is going to be the recursive elemental interrupts. I want 4 people, 1 ranged, 3 melee. Your entire responsibility for this fight is to keep that blue ad interrupted. Who wants the duty? Otherwise, I'm just going to assign people.
You need a range just so you can have a ranged interrupt.
I want the range so that the range can do the first interrupt as we're moving to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because that ad's going to spawn like over there somewhere, and as the whole raid is running towards it, if we have a range with that first interrupt, they can hit it first, and then the melee should be there to pick up after that.
30 yards. So.
Yeah, I can be one of the people to interrupt. That's fine.
Is that Azza?
That was
That was red, but I can do it too. I don't care.
Okay, singularity soakers. I don't think we need 4 people. Probably 2. So these 2 ranged people that have some sort of a CD, you're going to be standing in the soaks occasionally.
I can do it.
I do want one of the rep pallies when we first see that. I want you to go ahead and bubble yourself and stand in it just to see if it works and let me know.
You want us to take a couple shots first and then do it? Just in case it doesn't work, we at least get something out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to stand in for more than 1 tick though if it doesn't work. So sorry, who was it that said that they for soaking?
I'll go
I care
with you.
I don't know your guys' voices, sorry.
That's correct.
Bottle, can I put you in that too? Soaking singularities.
What are the singularities? They're the...
They're the puddles on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
I'll put Crypt and Bottle on there. So again, you're going to want to step in for like a tick and then step out, let the healers catch you up, step back in until it goes away.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was the swirly thing. I was going to say I don't really have the ability to get to those.
No, they should be around where we're standing every time.
Yeah.
And then for orb soakers, it might be 5 that goes out. I'm pretty sure it's only going to be 4. I'm just going to cut the AA and say our 2 monks. We have Unholiest and Echoes, and our 2 mages. You guys try to handle those for me, please.
Okay.
And if that's not working, just let me know. Again, I'm just looking for people that can get there quickly and get back quickly, so net loss for the raid is less. Yeah. In phase 3, we do need to interrupt the boss. We need to interrupt a Blade of Pulse, and you need to interrupt at the end of the cast. It shouldn't be a big deal to just free-for-all it. Obviously, the 4 people that are going to be interrupting the recursive elemental, just let everybody else handle the boss for the interrupts. You focus on those recursive elementals for when they do pop up that your interrupt's not on CD. So for right now, I'm just going to do healing CDs. Are going to be Inri, Bell, and myself. And until we see the bulk of the damage coming in phase 1 and 2, which I don't think there's going to be a whole lot, as long as we do the mechanics properly. In phase 3, it's going to be that conflictive burst, and we're going to want a CD once the first one pops, and so we can pop the other 2. So we'll just start it off with that. It's going to take a couple of pulls more than
Collective
likely.
burst, you said?
Conflictive burst.
Oh, sorry.
It's the phase
Gotcha,
3
I see it.
debuff that goes out.
So no CDs until phase 3 then? So
Oh, you can use them liberally in phase 1 and phase 2.
yeah, I just meant like no set 1 until 3. Okay. Do you know approximately how many minutes that'll be into the fight?
6-ish, if we
Okay,
kill
cool.
it fast enough. I didn't really see much in phase 1 and phase 2 that was like a raid-wide planned type of CD usage. I mean, there's situational damage all over the place, but as far as a burst that's going to go out that we can plan for and prep for, there wasn't really anything there. There's just a lot of individual little things going on.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Just the last note before we get polling, the recursive elemental, if he gets cast off of his ability, it's going to do splash damage. So as we're trying to make our way over towards that recursive elemental, try not to group up too much in case the cast does get off. I know the AA is pretty big. I'm going to cut it down after our first poll so that takes up less room on your screen. But if everybody's ready, Nock can do a ready check and we can start polling this. We have 3 bosses to kill tonight. We want to get this down. We want to get Gul'dan down, and we got to get Scorp down. So let's go.
Easy.
Just wait for Gul'dan.
That Nickel Dan.
Oh,
Easy.
let me fix the group. Sorry, somebody wanted that. You just wanted tanks in one group, right?
Yeah, it just makes it easier.
Also, if you have big cooldowns that you pop on the pool, do not pop them instantly on one. The boss takes like 3 seconds to jump down, so
She
wait a
does
couple
jump down.
seconds.
Good point.
So like
Are we using two
I
heroes?
wasted meta right on the pool at first.
Can I get assist knocked, please?
It's tricky. Don't wait until she jumps because then you'll already be in combat.
No, pre-pot at 1, but don't pot cooldowns until she jumps.
Yeah.
So are we actually using 2 heroes like before?
It's going to depend on how long the fight goes. I've seen logs from anywhere between 8 minutes kills and 11.5-minute kills. So we kind of need to know what our damage is going to be like. We can hero on pole for the first couple of attempts just so we can get through the phases and learn them. But then we kind of need to make that call on, do we have enough DPS to hero only one time, or do we not and we can hero twice? So for the first couple of polls, we can hero on pole just so we can get through the phases.
If I might say something, the haste bubble, you definitely want to get in there as fast as you can because you can get 2 of them before it expires. It's like a mini thing, anyways. Hero, lust, whatever you want to call it.
Should I be avoiding the haste puddle since I'm going to be constantly getting a dot? Or the haste bubbles?
More than likely, yes.
Okay.
Just kind of make your judgment call on it. Again, the healers here, other than a few people who actually plugged this, we haven't actually seen the throughput, the output of the damage. So until we get a feel for it, it's hard to tell you exactly what to do.
You could always get the haste one and then go and get the slow one before you have to get into the puddles and soak.
Pet, can I get assist, please? I think raid lead was passed around a couple times because of Nox lockout. Thanks. I'm just gonna move me and Nenny because it's easier for my frames if that's alright with everybody.
I think you should put all of the druids in one group so
I think we're just gonna
They
do this
wanted
ourselves and then everybody else can go.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's do some stuff.
And when your DBM warns you the Arc and Naked Ring, try to stay by the blue circle. Kind of slows down and gives you a hole to run through.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep the boss near the blue as long as we can.
Also, don't stand in the bubble. Just pop in it, get your buff, and then step out of it.
Doesn't work for soaking immunity.
Yeah,
it doesn't? Okay.
Nope.
So that's the singularity right there that we would have people soak. That little bubble beside me.
Are we gonna hero?
No.
Doctors.
Okay.
Yeah, we could hero for the first couple of polls.
Oh, you don't get a dot from them, you have to stand in them.
Also, don't really want those that close.
Make sure you're getting your haste buff twice.
Yeah.
Get knocked up. We're just going to keep going for a little bit. Next adds up. We should be moving.
So, like where that bubble is, you want the speed. You want the speed one to be like over here where the demon hunters are. You don't want them to be really close to each other. If they're too close, then you'd like your gap won't be able to do anything.
Go ahead and whack.
And if you have absolutely no other option, you can pop a defensive and survive through one of the orbs.
Yes, you can.
I can blink through it.
Yes, you can blink. You can double jump it. You can any of those abilities do work. Displacer Beast. I'm not sure if you can deterrence over it or not. I don't have mass res.
I do.
Nice. Don't release. So rip.
Probably. If you have it, you should probably say something too.
What's about the yardage killing?
It's not like an exact yardage. You kind of want like 2 to 3 yards between the edges of the bubbles. You don't really want them to overlap.
So like 1 to 1.5 of the circle thing length between them.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like a full like bubble length between them. Maybe just like a half
No,
a bubble.
like the circles that she sends out.
Oh yeah, about that. You just want to be able to have enough room to be able to dodge left or right, depending on where she teleports to. And if you can only dodge one direction, sometimes you just kind of get wrecked by the orbs by the speed up.
Yeah, that's what I died to.
So part of what we saw there, part of what that problem was with that second set of orbs, this is a very high-paced fight. We have to be moving quite often, and the ad is the priority. So as soon as that ad is up, DPS need to jump on it, and we need to kill it before that set of orbs comes down on us. If we don't have that, then a majority of us are probably not going to survive.
Yeah,
So make sure that switch is happening real quick.
We'll pull the boss over because sometimes, depending on where we're positioned, we have to taunt on and off.
And by ad, he means slow ad.
Yeah, the slow ad, the blue one. But don't worry about staying with the boss and running over. Just run over to the ad itself instead.
Can we not pull the ad over to the boss?
The blue one does not
one
move.
doesn't move. I know, it's a pain.
Are you always going to move the boss over there like you were doing?
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah, the tank will always take the boss to the ad. They might not get there, before the DPS does. But they will wind up over there because we want everyone by the blue orb when that ring comes out so that we can dodge it. So
Yay, cleave.
Tanks might be a little slow, but they'll get the boss there eventually.
It'll be there most likely before the ad dies, and the ad dying is #1 priority, so it'll be fun.
On the singularity thing, it's not like a dot or anything. You just have to keep standing in it.
Yeah, just stand in it, go down a couple, like a tick, step out, let us heal you, step in, step out, so on and so forth.
Did you DC any?
Yeah, it looks like it did. You don't DC, just all of Phoenix goes out.
It's this side.
First ad's up.
Right there.
Rings are incoming soon.
It can still clip you if you displace.
Yeah.
You're gonna take some damage, yes.
Adds up.
She's gonna hop in 3.
There's another one.
No.
That was a lot of death, I heard.
Let's go ahead and win.
It's not ready.
Yeah,
for
sorry.
number 2.
Me, you, and Hyper were just chilling.
So the rings will always come to use.
It helps a lot to play with game audio for this fight because she seems to have very random cast times. It's not like a set order that things are coming out in.
I don't have mass.
We have it.
I do.
Yeah.
Now, it kind of looks to me like maybe we don't need actual people assigned to soak the singularity, just as long as like people just take a tick as they're running by it and ranged kind of step into it now and again. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I noticed when I went to kill myself, I took care of the whole puddle, but it caused me to get my divine shield.
Does a lot of damage, yeah, but you don't have to stay in it the entire time.
Oh no, yeah, you don't want to stay in it the whole time. But as far
Oh,
as getting
I was just trying to kill myself, right?
as far as getting them actually soaked, let's just go ahead and have just if there's a puddle up and you're running from point A to point B in your melee, just step into it and grab a tick. It doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage to the first tick. And then ranged, we can kind of finish it off. Ranged and healers can kind of play with it. Take a tick here, take a tick there, and just try to soak them that way instead of having one or two people dedicated to doing it. It seems like something that can just be free for all.
Yeah, if anyone else is like me, it might take a couple pulls for those rings to click.
Wrong side.
It's from the outside of the room to where she is. It looks like.
Yep.
Yes.
Until phase 2.
If anyone else is like me, my brain keeps thinking that it's going to come towards the center instead.
What you'll see in phase 2, when she does the first duplicate, is the rings will collapse on the duplicate, not her.
Is it going to teleport to the other side?
If she can, she doesn't always.
I mean, on pull. Since we're on the opposite side.
It should come towards us.
It comes to where most people are.
I see.
Where's Dad?
Stay near the blue. Stay near the blue bubble.
Remember to always keep an eye out for the singularities. Help soak them as you're running by doing stuff.
Next element is coming. Take her when you can.
Got 6 seconds to kill this.
3, 5, so watch the.
Stay here.
Stay here.
Another
Second
ring.
group. Pink
Last
ad.
element's up.
Slower than coming right now. That's what I meant.
Slow one's on the other side. Range, try to soak some of these puddles, please. Step in, step out.
Rings in 4.
Another ring right after this.
Oh,
Slow ad is right there.
You want max up?
Yes.
played myself.
Take her when you can.
Try to soak some of that puddle up.
I'll grip this.
Rings.
Another fast one coming.
Can I get innervate, Felina? That was fast. Good.
Oh boy.
More rings. Have 6 stacks.
No.
Ravioli stuff.
Go ahead and wipe into it. 3 minutes for rest.
It's gonna take some pulls. We'll get it though. And this is just phase 1.
Yeah, I was about to say we're at 5 minutes. So.
I'm resetting. Stop attacking.
I have mass res if you guys can die or reset.
Reset.
Alright.
Maybe it did. There it goes.
Yeah, it seems like more often than not those rings are coming in pairs.
They are. They do.
Yeah,
the
rings
first
are
one
in
is the first one is just 1. The other ones are 2.
Okay.
I know it's just taking some getting used to, but something that we to look for is you can start to tell from like where the bubble is and where the boss teleports to, like which side the open gap is going to be on, so that everyone can know like which way to go. That way the boss can stay right there, and like the tanks will everyone will know to move together. That way we can maximize the DPS. Because as of right now, it's like looking at a 15-minute kill. We just need to be able to maximize uptime for everybody on the boss as much as we can.
Yeah, a lot of that's on us.
Yeah, it's just an unfamiliar fight, and I get that. I was just saying that's just one of those things to look out for, and just kind of notice the patterns that you'll see. So that's just one of the things that we'll learn as we go.
Are interrupts going well?
Shut up.
Yep. I do have logs running. And so does Wolf. And I think Ken does too.
I generally don't log Vero because too many people makes the computer slow already.
You're logging, right, Pat?
Yep.
I am, but it was a rushed thing, so it's just going to my personal log right now.
Yay, wisdom.
First slow one.
All right, so if you blink right as it reaches you, you won't get clipped.
Casually take the soaks, please.
Watch out for the
You have 9 seconds to kill this, or you have to get back to the other one.
Stay.
Remember, it's going to be 2 waves.
Next set.
Yeah, that was pretty sketchy.
Get rev up.
If you have, go ahead,
Max is down.
The with that last set of rings right there.
Should I
The
reset?
slow, yeah, if you can. The slow bubble, all it does is slow one of them down, so you do have to keep an eye out where that slow one is still kind of moving towards as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's totally.
If it's straight
like-
across and it's just you just stand in front of the bubble till the other one's past you. If she teleports somewhere else, then you're gonna have to go to one of the sides.
I have mass.
I mean, it's my bad for dying there, but it would help if we didn't hold the boss right in the path of the ring. That one slow one.
I had to dodge the ring too, so.
So phase one, it looks like there's really no reason that anybody should be without the fast buff. So just make sure you're getting that twice and keep burning her. It looks like our DPS was a little bit ahead of what it was the first pull. If we can get phase one down in 3.5, 4 minutes, it's going to shorten the overall fight for us, obviously.
I got a release. Can we get a stone? Like mine.
I don't believe that DBM or anything uses those markers, so try to pick things that aren't going to blend in with the floor.
What's that for?
Just so you know where myself and Gail
Gotcha.
are going. I'm not even an engineer.
I know, but you had a marker on your head, so I was like, oh, that must be it. And it was you.
Wow.
I definitely.
Wow.
Did she repair your stuff?
She did, with her big bear paws. Oh, now she's hiding them, though.
They're so dexterous though.
It's probably hard to hold cups.
Yep. How does she wipe?
Only when she can't barely hold it anymore.
What from back to front?
All right, keep it together.
No pun intended.
Alright, let's kill things.
That was clearly intended.
Slow Ed. Rings. Next elements.
Stay for second time.
Let's make sure we're getting some of these soaked, guys. If you're ranged, go ahead and take a tick.
Ring. Second ring. Slow ones on the other side. Those are going to be close. Rings. Next rings.
Dude.
Get max up if someone's in range.
Slow it. Ring.
Just stand here.
You gotta take her.
Just push the boss.
Can I get innervate, Felina?
Ring.
He's tanked right on the ring.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got caught between the singularity bubble and the other singularity.
I was wondering why she ran over and punched me.
Because otherwise you would have heard me yell like, "Oh," really loudly because I just got the rings thing. Thought you all should know.
I'll have mass res.
And we have some.
So it looks like people are starting to kind of understand that ring, how the rings kind of work. If you notice on the when the two waves are coming, when the first wave comes, it's going to split on one side. When the second wave comes, it splits on the other side. So you want to kind of stay by that blue bubble so that you can switch sides. Got a lot
Yeah.
further that time before anybody really got clipped. So
Are we gonna have
that one right there when she did what she did? We need to be pushing her at that point into the next phase.
like? Does she need to transition before we get that ring with no bubble? Is that the idea?
That's the idea right there. She needs to be pushed to 10%.
we were 3% off. So it's
Okay.
getting better every poll. Just keep it up. Keep
Yeah.
trying to pay attention to the mechanics. So one thing that's going to be a problem. We really need to work on getting the singularities soaked, especially the ones that are on, inside this ring that we're going to be using. They persist through the phases. They don't go away. So when she hits 10%, she goes back up to full health. She starts throwing them out again in phase 2. We're still going to have the old ones left if we haven't dealt with them, and eventually we're just going to end up with no room, no place to run without hitting one. So definitely try to start soaking those up a little bit more. While you're moving, we're doing a lot of moving, so just if you're full life, just step into it real quick. Range, you can step into it 2 or 3 times. Just don't let it kill you. But something we definitely have to be working on that as well. The rest is starting to go very well, though.
And just people just keep focusing the blue ad. That's priority, like numero uno over literally everything.
Switch them when you get next.
I know we don't have anybody specifically soaking those, but I've still been using my personal cooldown to reduce the damage and just still soaking it. So I mean, definitely helpful for everybody that has any type of damage reduction to do that with them as well.
Also, with the orbs, they get smaller as they get closer. So if you're using blink, it might be smarter and safer to use it closer to her because they're smaller and easier to blink over.
Are you good, Director? Yeah, most of it's Blizzard side.
Yeah.
Rings.
Oh my.
Max up.
Next slow adds up. It's going to be a singularity, like right where we need to stand now. So we need to get that soaked. Rings. Don't fall makes them bad. Next rings.
Had.
Next rings. Next rings.
The other adds up.
You want rev up when BR's up?
Yeah. Rings.
Wait for the rings.
Just focus on the boss.
Just push her.
There we go.
We having fun yet?
All of it.
Oh yeah. And now we get to do it all over again, except for now the tanks have to run out with their debuff when they explode, and the orbs will be collapsing on her double.
Which is right to our left right now.
There's a bunch of them though.
And these are the orbs that need to be soaked. See them falling? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 5.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Can I get innervate?
Okay, I see where it is. So the one
Cut
that's
right.
going to do it is spinning.
Why the hell are we doing?
Let's go ahead and stand something.
She's also going to do the beams in this phase. Here in about 2 seconds. See that she's got arrows on people? That's the beam.
Yeah, my reset resets. I can't.
It's okay, I'll have mass. Just need you guys to die. So it's
Too
looking
much
like
health today.
healers, it's looking like maybe we should just go ahead and hard assign CDs for the pink ads when they're up. Is that what you guys are seeing too? The bulk of the damage is coming when that pink ad is up?
Yeah, looks like it.
I mean, we pretty much all cycled through our CDs in phase 1.
Yeah, I put my tie down, I think, for that. And the pink one's coming out.
Do we feel comfortable enough to just continue to wing it, or do we want to hard assign it?
I think you should just keep it free for all.
Good idea. So yeah, the Expedient Elemental does 512k to all enemies. The caster deals 5% more damage with this ability each time they use it. So blue is priority, pink is immediate priority after that. If we can get the pink tanked on top of the blue, that might help us cleave. Revs offline.
Would it be beneficial to call which way to cut on the orb so we all go in the same direction?
It might be, but by this time you should be able to kind of see it.
I know, I just know that there's a couple times where it's like half the group goes to the right and then the tanks end up over on the left somehow. Even though they were on the right with us.
It doesn't really matter too much which way you go as long as you live, though, honestly.
Yeah. Just a little bit of lost boss damage if you go one way and the tanks go another.
Looks like phase 2, it also lines up that our debuff explodes with that first set of rings too, so we might be a little off with her.
I took 27 million for this.
And don't be afraid to run through the blue orb if you need to dodge those spheres that are coming from the outside. It's better to eat the DPS loss than eat that much damage or die potentially.
You.
If you do run through it, you can just run back through the pink one afterwards and it'll reset it too.
Yep. Bill makes a good point, and we started to see it there. The singularity puddles, we really need to work on getting those cleared. I know there's a lot of stuff that everyone is paying attention to, but the last thing we want is to get into phase 3 and be almost there on the kill and then have nowhere to run. So let's really work on getting those puddles soaked.
We can soak them too, or we have range doing it.
No,
just
everybody
everyone,
soaks.
just everyone step into it now and again when we're passing it. If you're ranged and you're doing something, take a tick, step out, take another tick. I mean, I've been soaking them by just spam healing myself.
It makes it a little bit easier for us as tanks to dodge too.
Yeah, if you so does that work for you, Crypt? Are you dispersing it, or are you just
Yeah,
using it?
I'm just dispersing it and then standing in it for the whole time, and it usually takes care of a good chunk of it.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'll just use my astral shift.
Yeah, if you guys have that sort of
Take the
stuff,
whole one
especially
out.
if you're ranged, yeah, just take them out. Let's go ahead and pull. Rev's offline, but we should keep pulling.
Are you okay 5 healing?
Yeah, do you want me to swap over?
Nah, just go ahead and give it a pull.
Yeah, just keep in mind, Rev usually uses his CD about 20-30 seconds in, so somebody's gonna.
He uses it on the first ad.
I can do it.
Yeah,
I've been looking for
so
a good
just-
spot for mine early on.
Thanks, I like having the dead guy in my group. No, I'm a shaman.
That's Max talking.
Nice try though, buddy.
Also, make sure everyone is switching to the ads.
Can we get the pink one tanked with the blue one? Or are you guys doing it outside so you
We're
don't get the
doing it
flow?
outside so the bubble doesn't drop right next to each other,
That makes sense.
or else the pink bubble will speed up the blue ones. Rings. It's gonna be a little tight.
Oh, derp.
That was interesting, Belle.
No.
You're up.
So that's way far.
Rings. I'm gonna die.
Just
Well
wipe.
then.
Oh.
Yeah, backward.
What kind of weird way did they?
That was they
Or
they
wiping?
sort of
Yeah.
spiral as they come into her.
Yeah, I ran into the lag on the other side where they're slowed when I was coming back.
I'll have mass.
Ah,
I think I should unmark myself.
Stand in between the boss and the orb. And then what? Yeah, because once the opening comes up, you'll be fine.
Is it safe to say that whatever side the boss is being tanked on in comparison
Rev's
to
coming
the
back in.
orb, you'll go to that side?
I'd say
which
90%
does
of the time.
Right, yeah, there's always that one chance where you have to do something and go back or whatever.
It's mostly just a chance that the tank happened to go the direction that's not the safest. It's just safer to go the other direction and then run around the back and go to it.
Right, right.
You can't DPS when you're dead, so.
Staying alive is number one. That's why I get mad when I insta-die.
I wish y'all could hear what's going on in my apartment right now.
We hear a lot whenever you say anything.
Yeah, my buddies are playing Battlefield and they're yelling at each other. I'm having to fight like crying from laughing so hard mid-pull.
Rev said he's trying to log back on in Discord chat, but not great.
How convenient.
Rings.
Add.
Next one. Rings.
It's gonna be a double set, remember.
Next rings. Fast elementals up.
Slow.